Hey guys, how's it going? This is Jim Lico, and today I want to talk about Kingdom Hearts 3 and what it has to do right. Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming in a couple of days, and I am beyond excited for it. I've been a fan of the series since it came out in the PS2. Not quite when it came out, but Kingdom Hearts was one of the reasons why I ended up getting a PS2 one year for Christmas. I remember that my parents didn't remember that they needed to get me a memory card, and so I put in Kingdom Hearts 2. I got both of them at the same time, but I played Kingdom Hearts 2 first because I was stupid, and I played through all of Roxas's stuff. I had no idea what the fuck was going on because I didn't even know who Sora was at this point, and there's all of this Organization 13 Roxas stuff. And I didn't even have a memory card, so I would leave the PS2 on overnight until all the stores opened up the next day so we could go get a memory card. So I've been playing Kingdom Hearts for quite a while, and now I've played through Kingdom Hearts 1 twice. I've played through Kingdom Hearts 2 twice. I have watched all the cutscenes for Chain of Memories, to be honest. I've beaten Birth by Sleep, all the main stories. I have played through the vast majority of Dream Drop Distance. I gotta be honest with you, I was playing it on Proud Mode, and the third phase of Ansem as Riku was just kicking my ass so much that frustratingly I was, nope, I can't do it anymore. I'm done. I'm not having fun. I don't want to grind. All I was playing this for was for the story anyway, to be honest, because the drop system was annoying the crap out of me. And I watched the rest of the cutscenes. And then obviously I've watched the movies for Rick Coded, for 358 over 2 days, and all the cutscenes for Union Cross and all of that. So I'm caught up on the story, and I have to say the story is what concerns me the most. Gameplay, I'm super excited. I've played through Birth by Sleep 0.2 Fragmentary Passage because, you know, God forbid we have a good name going on. And the gameplay there is fantastic. Exactly how Aqua controls, how she attacks, how useful Mickey was when you get her, when you get him rather. If they just had the same gameplay, didn't even add anything, I think it would be an amazing thing. But we already know they're going to be adding stuff. But what concerns me is the story. I want you to think of the timeline. I know we got time travel and everything, so it already screws everything up. But think about the timeline with the Keyblade War, because I was always under the impression that the Keyblade War was supposed to be ancient history, even by the time of Ventus, Aqua, and Terra in Birth by Sleep. So Xehanort is trying to recreate it because he wants to study it, and he wants to recreate the Keyblade. Fine. Then you watch Union Cross, and you get right up to the end, and right after the Keyblade War, you know, the Forerunners, the Foretellers are killed. They're replaced by people, one of whom we know. Ventus. Ventus, the scrawny little boy who, you know, he knows how to wield a Keyblade, but he's nowhere near close as Mark of Mastery exam in the beginning of Birth by Sleep, who was deemed too weak by Xehanort in order to actually make him a vessel, so he, you know, took out his heart and all of that shenanigans. He lived within Sora for a little bit, which indicates that when Ventus is a young lad, or a young boy, trying to become a Keyblade master, you know, training to be a Keyblade wielder, he's, I don't know, a teenager when Sora's a little kid. He's within a generation, say within 10 years of Sora in his age. How the fuck is he a Union leader after the Keyblade War? Okay, yeah, okay, you know, all of the memories of the Keyblade War is vanished, so maybe this is why, you know, it's dubbed ancient history. But then we're seeing Marluxia's somebody, Luxium or something like that, I think his name is. We're seeing, I forget her name, but the blonde-haired electric bitch in Chain of Memories, Larxene, who she appears as well in Union Cross. We're now seeing all of these somebodies who would then become the nobodies, which indicates that they all know how to wield Keyblades. So they're all Keyblade wielders. But they can't wield Keyblades in the later games. How are all of these people living through the Keyblade War, which is supposed to be ancient history, and then we have the Master gives Oblivion to Luxu, who has to live for a long time and take apprentices so that his Keyblade can go down to Xehanort, so that the Master can see the future. I'm curious about this as well, because the Master cannot see past the Keyblade War. He can't. But how he sees is through the eye on the Keyblade. So we know that the Keyblade exists because Xehanort has it, right? He has it. We see it all the time in Dream Drop Distance. We see it all the time in Birth by Sleep. If the Keyblade still had its power, then the Master should still be able to see it. So I foresee 3 reasonings for this, or 4 actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, the Master actually knows more than he knows, but he isn't letting on. This is already kind of confirmed in Union Cross with what Lushu said. I forget her name, but the leader of the Fox Guild. So that's one thing. Maybe he sees past the Keyblade War, but simply isn't putting down any books of prophecies, and he knows far more than he lets on. The second would be that Xehanort is the Master, or he's Lushu, and somehow severed that connection. That could be a thing. Because we don't know who Lushu is. We never seen his face. We never seen the Master. I don't think that Xehanort is the Master, because the personality's way too different. But Lushu is a young guy. I could see him then maturing into an Agent of Darkness that Xehanort is. Especially, I mean, the coat design, Xehanort had to have access to that coat design. Which means clearly he has some sort of connection to Lushu. I mean, how else would he get the Keyblade? But we don't know the exact genealogy. The third would be that the Keyblade War happens in the future, and that everything that we thought was in the past actually happens in the future. I don't know how they would explain certain things, like, Ventus, but if that were the case, then I could see Ventus then being more experienced and being able to go forth and lead a union. Now, that would indicate that everything that we're doing doesn't make any goddamn sense, because it's all predicated off of what happened in that Keyblade War way back in the time. But it would clear up some inconsistencies, and it would create other inconsistencies. How do they have a fairy tale about the children restoring the worlds when that's supposed to come from the time of the Keyblade War? The fourth thing that could happen, this has less to do with Xehanort's Keyblade, but it seems to me to be pretty obvious, unless we're using reincarnations of Ventus and Larxene and Marluxia and all of this, then the Keyblade War happened way too close to the main event of the game to make sense. Maybe this is a different dimension. Or a different timeline, or something like that has resonances in the main timeline, but certain things are different, which would then could be used to explain why Xehanort has this Keyblade that can see the future, but that the Master is not aware of. Or perhaps the Master dies before that future happens, which means that he can no longer see through. Well, no, even if he did die, because he should be able to see through the eye at all times. He's kind of, if you think about God is outside of time, in the Catholic philosophical theological tradition. So he can see everything past and future that's going on at once, without having any direct impact on it. Which is fine, but that's how he's supposed to know how everything happens. And my understanding is that that's how the Master goes through the eye on his Keyblade, that he can tap into it at any particular moment in time. That's how he wrote down the entire prophecy. So he should be able to see things even way past when he died. But perhaps somehow Xehanort severed the connection, or something. We simply don't know. There are many things that we don't know. There are many things that we didn't know at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2. And not knowing things is fine. This is an RPG series. What concerns me is that Birth by Sleep answered one question. Do nobodies have hearts? They do. Or rather, they are regrown. Which answers some questions why, for example, we saw Sykes and Xemnas get really angry and emotional at the end of the game. That would suggest to me that they had emotions. And the game explains it as they're faking it, but it seemed pretty genuine. And that is now explained as, well, they've been in that body for so long, the body is now regrowing a heart, so they're regaining their capacity for emotion. That's fine. So Dream Drop Distance answered that question. But then they raised the question of all of these different timelines of how everybody gets together at one point to do a union. Xehanort is going to make a union of all different kinds of himself, a lot of them in the past, and some of them are severed from him, and how the hell are Ansem and Xemna's back anyway? I'm pretty sure we killed both of them. I could understand how if we kill both of them, then Xehanort comes back. I don't know how that works, but okay, fine. But why are they back? Because then that means that Xehanort had to have gone back in time and saved them, but one of the rules that they have in Dream Drop is that you can't impact the timeline when you go back in time. Yet somehow he does it, and I don't know. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. It's time travel that's not done well, but okay, these are the premises that we're given. It sets up the ultimate conflict for Kingdom Hearts 3. But the game itself just raises so many questions. I mean, down to the point where the game series is starting to state causes for things without giving reasons for it. For example, in a Dream Drop Distance, Riku dives into Sora's heart to free him from the darkness, kicks the butt out of Ventus's armor, which is supposed to protect him, so it's light protecting him from light, and he's going into darkness. And then Riku goes into Sora's heart, talks to Ansem the Wise, who is now digitized in his heart because hearts are like computer hard drives. That's kind of discussed before in the beginning, so okay, suspension of disbelief. And then you're talking to Ventus, you're talking to Roxas, you're talking to Xion, who are all asking you the same questions. Or more or less the same questions. Somehow by answering those questions, you wake Sora up. I don't understand how that works. And the game is just giving you that answer like you're supposed to take it in stride. The problem is, no, I can't take it in stride. It doesn't make any sense. No cause is explained for this whatsoever. No explanation is given whatsoever. It just says, this happened, boom, move on, be happy with it. And this is a trend that happens with Dream Drop Distance. It's happening with Union Cross as well. What concerns me is that there are now so many plot threads that have not been woven together that Kingdom Hearts 3 might not successfully tie them all together. Like, that's what Tetsuya Nomura really needs to do. He needs to tie them all together and stop raising new ones. We already know that there's a secret ending. It seems like he wants to continue the series after this, but he said that this is the end of the Xehanort saga. So the whole conflict with Xehanort should be done at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3. That's fantastic, but close the whole saga. Close the fucking saga. Make it like Mass Effect 3 with a better ending where everything comes together in one neat little package and everything is answered. And now you've established a universe for yourself that you can then go and do additional games, hopefully better than Andromeda. That's my main concern. My main concern is that they're not going to handle the plot very well. Again, gameplay is going to be fantastic. Music's going to be fantastic. I can't wait to see what worlds are coming in. I've intentionally not looked up to see... I mean, I know that Brave's going to be in the game. I know that obviously Olympus Coliseum is going to be the game because that's supposed to be our first destination, which is interesting that we're already starting in a first destination. I'm wondering if the beginning of the game is going to throw a little bit of a fast one on us because that's not a traditional starting zone. Normally you have a home world that has ties to beginnings, be it Destiny Islands or Twilight Town or that one place where Aqua and Terra and Ven are training. Kind of a tutorial world. Olympus Coliseum is a training world, which is a different thing. We'll see. I'm very curious about that, but honestly, my plan is, come home from work on Friday. The game is going to be on my doorstep. I am unplugging my internet. I mean, I'm going to patch the game. But I'm not. I'm going to use my computer to record footage. That's about it. I don't want to look up anything. I don't want any spoilers, and if I can help it, I like to spend the whole weekend playing the game. We'll see what my schedule allows, because often I will have to work on Saturdays just to keep up with everything. We'll see. I'm really, really excited for this game. You can bet your ass I'm going to be doing a video on it once I've completed it. It will not be right at release, obviously, and I don't know how long it's going to take me to complete it. We don't even know how long the game is. On top of that, I will be coming off of Tales of Vesperia. Hopefully I can finish that before Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out. But I'm so excited for this game, and I just wanted to share with you guys my thoughts on what the series needs to do as we all come together. Which, as I say, we need to tie up those damn plot points. if Tetsuya Nomura can do that, he has everything else. He has the game engine, he has the characters, he has the universe. If you can give me a nice, cohesive plot, I honestly can't think of a better game. Well, with that, guys, I hope you enjoyed my thoughts. If you want to share me your thoughts, I'd love to have a really cool conversation about Kingdom Hearts. You have no idea. So please go ahead and comment below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the bell for those notifications. But just talk to me. I want to talk about Kingdom Hearts. I fucking love Kingdom Hearts. Let's go. I love me some Kingdom Hearts. It's Disney. It's Final Fantasy. It's everything. So let me know. And anyway, guys, just have a fantastic night and enjoy your time gaming. Just as an addendum, I was thinking about this when I was going over the stuff that I just shot, but at the end of Dream Drop Distance, Xehanort wants to make a union of darkness, and then there's going to be a union of light, and darkness and light are there's going to be a union of them. Why the fuck is the use of the word union so prevalent? So here we're doing it in two different senses, right? In Union Cross, union is defined almost like a guild. It's a co-fraternal organization of like-minded Keyblade wielders that are working towards a given goal. Think of, I don't know, a guild in an MMO, for example, right? And then you have the other meaning of union, which means the coming together of two substances into one substance that we see that Xehanort is using, but it has to be connected as well to the meaning of the word union in Union Cross, because Xehanort is the only one who would even, well, except maybe Ventus, but Ventus is kind of, in Sora's heart and Sora's asleep anyway, but Xehanort's the only one who could conceivably know about the unions, as far as we're aware anyway. There's no real legends that we know of about unions that survived to Sora's day, so there has to be some kind of callback then, and I'm curious to see what connections Kingdom Hearts 3 has to Union Cross. I don't think it makes sense to have them really talk to each other all that much outside of we're talking about the Keyblade War, this is what the Keyblade War is, but there does seem to be something deeper at foot. And if they can do it well, perhaps it'll be an excellent narrative in that sense. But I'm curious to see what they do with it. So that's one of the other questions that I have for Tetsuya Nomura. How are you going to tie this up to? Or was that just made to throw us off? Kingdom Hearts also says a lot of crap. That doesn't make any sense. I want to mix them up together. Yours and mine. Cue the song lyrics. And another addendum, you look at the Keyblade graveyard when the Keyblade War is going to happen, and they already have the Keyblades there. There's already been some kind of conflict there. Keyblade War happening, the future confirmed. Alright, cue the music. Alright, cue the music.